Hello and welcome to Maggie's Fun Time. This is Magzie and we are back here on Hypixel Skyblock. This is a vanilla server. If you guys like this episode, make sure you smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this. We are going over the update that happened yesterday. They finally posted the notes up. I was looking all day so I could do this video for you guys. Happened today. So today's video, going over the update. Excuse me. Before we do anything else, I do want to go ahead and start the launcher. I do want to go in and look at something that was going on in the update that they don't actually show in here. I want to show you guys that one. The rest of these, they kind of just like show in the actual patch notes. So that's good. Let me get this going. We can talk about this right now. This is the patch 19.12. Today's update includes long-awaited tab list update, a new dungeon accessory with the General's Medallion, and various pet changes and buffs, along with a bunch of garden and pest quality of life upgrades. It does say that the garden was disabled for 6 hours because they messed something up in there and they had to fix it. It is up now. I've already went on. Everything looks fine in there. I haven't noticed anything substantially wrong with it, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the pest thing either. It's kind of anyway. This is the tab list here. There are widgets now. Ever felt the need to tweak what shows up on your tab list? Well, now you can. We've added new settings that allow you to rearrange your tab list based on your own preferences, depending on which island you are currently using widgets. And it shows some of them here, like this one shows information about the dragon fight in the end. So there's lots of different upgrades in here. Make sure you guys go check that out in your settings. Also, the tab list is now made of widgets, and each widget revolving around in a particular piece of content with ways to customize the content and appearance. Want access to your bank info? There's a widget for that. How about keeping tabs on your bestiary? You guys get the point there. I'm not going to go through all that stuff. You can change what is shown on there as seen in this picture here. On top of that, we've added a bunch of new widgets that you can display on your tab list from what you've been normally used to. For example, you can track your bestiary kills. I'm probably going to enable that one. It's based on where you're at. So if you're in the end, it'll show your bestiary for that particular area. I think that'll be 100% useful. So I might go in and make sure we're enabling the bestiary widget. There's also some that they've added in. I've noticed, because I already did my dailies for today. I've noticed that they've added some in there, like the bank widget is on. So not only can you see your actual bank balance, which we'll probably take a look at this also, you can also see your interest and when it's going to come. So that's pretty good if you're doing for your daily interest. We haven't really gotten into daily interest on our new profile, but I have done that in the past. So yeah. View timers for dark auctions, experimentations, show additional trophy fish info, and more. Yep. General's Medallion. Some keen-eyed players may have noticed an unobtainable accessory was added to the game. With this update, the General's Medallion is now up for grabs. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't do the dungeon content, so you guys can tell me whether this is a good change or a bad change. Make sure you post that in the comments down below, whether it's a good change or a bad change. But the General, I'm getting to it down here. The General's Medallion is an accessory that gives you an extra stat boost while in dungeons. You will gain 1% stat boost for each digit that you have on your secret count. This stat boost is additive with your dungeon stat boost from increasing your catacombs levels. General's medallion is obtained by purchasing from Zod, who resides in a new room not seen before. And this is the thing. This is Zod's inventory here. This is, and apparently it's 1 million coins. Now this is the part that they've changed right here. We've been tracking, and I haven't seen anybody cover this. I don't know why. Like I'm gonna have to pause the actual covering the patch notes for. I don't understand why, if they're going to do the coverage when it's on alpha without any knowledge of what the changes was, just going over like random stuff that they found, like why wouldn't they just go over the patch notes when they do the actual part of in game? It's like they stop on the alpha and don't go over the stuff when it's in game. I don't like this is the stuff you guys need to know about. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just me ranting. I'm sorry. Anyway, secret changes. We've been tracking an amount of secrets you've obtained on a player itself instead of the profile for the past 4 years. As this wouldn't be ideal for the accessory, we've utilized some dark magic to split up your secrets into portions and assign them to all profiles. The ratio on how your secrets are split between your profiles is based on the amount of secret bats kills you've had. Secrets will be tracked on a player's profile instead of the player itself going forward. With this change, you should now check your secret count through /secret count command. I don't have any secrets, so I can't do that, but that's the change. You guys let me know whether that's good or not. Architect's first draft. This is also something for dungeons. I think it would probably be useful for you guys. Architect's first draft is a secret item that can be obtained in dungeons. You no longer have to fear your teammates failing tic-tac-toe, as you can reset failed dungeon puzzles with the Architect's first draft. And there's it is right there. You guys can read it. The drop rate is the same as the treasure talisman. So, quality of life in the garden. Now, I've got my own things about the garden, and I'll go into them right here real quick in case you guys don't know, if you've never watched before, you're new to the channel. Pests was specifically added to stop bad actors from using exploitive measures to game the system. So people would be using macros and that kind of stuff to get extra stuff to sell, make profit on. And they wanted to add something into the game to where that it would make that harder for them, and where they would actually have to like stop actually like grinding and actually do something else in the garden. They decided it was pest. That's the only reason pest is in the game. That's it. They keep trying to make it like everybody likes it, and all the YouTubers that are partnered with them are like, this is a great update. This is a great update. I don't know. It's more pest. It's offline pest now too. So I never liked it anyway. But there are some changes in here I do like, so we're gonna go over all of those. Pests have been a solid addition to the garden and helped make farming more active while still maintaining players' agency through features such as bonus pest chance and pest repellent. This small update to the garden focuses on further improving the pest gameplay loop, while also cleaning up certain areas of the garden, such as the Skyblock Market. And that's the one I want to go in and show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game loading there. Give me a second, guys. I got to get something to drink. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to leave it on the screen while we look at some of the stuff here. Come on. What are you doing? Oh, sometimes it does that, yeah. Okay. So, pests have been solid addition to. Oh, we already read that, didn't we? Skyblock. This small update to the garden focuses on further improving pest gameplay loop while also cleaning up certain areas of the garden in the Skyblock menu. Let's go ahead and go in and look at this so I can show you guys. So we're going to go to Hypixel. Oh, we're already here. Nice. So if you come in here, you open the desk, go to the Sky Mart. We now have farming essentials, farm scans, and pests all in a separate tab. And this allows you to easily access the stuff you actually want to access without having to scroll through everything. There you go. That's there. And it's supposed to be in your Skyblock menu now too. So don't know where that is at. Or if it's under the cookie buff. No, it's not here. I don't know where it would be in here. Oh, garden desk. There it is. So you can click on here and get to the garden desk. In here, all the stuff on there. Also, if you notice there, you can scroll over and then tell you how many pests you have on it before you actually go to the garden. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect. So, garden changes. Visitors will now spawn every 15-minute intervals while the player is not in the garden. Maximum of 5 visitors. What this means, guys, is your visitors are going to stack up whether you're on the garden or not. Just not just when you're actually gardening, which I think is good. I think it's an excellent idea. It would help out most people with their visitor counts. There's a bulk claim button in the Jacob contest rewards menu. I like that. That was much needed, especially for me, because like I don't have time to run over there and get him or go to the hub and do it on the hub. So I usually stack up like 5 or 6 in a row, which you guys have seen on the videos. And having one bulk, bam, click it, be done. So that'll make my videos much faster too whenever we're doing content based on episodes based on the garden stuff. Added a swift slicer ability to the cactus knife, which increases the player's speed cap by 100 while on the garden. I don't know about that one. You got the boots. Why would you need a speed cap increase? I don't know. People that don't use the boots. I did have a notice. We'll get through this first, then I'll go through the comment on the thing. Cacti no longer destroy items. Okay. Some dialogue. I'm guessing that somebody's had a past thing and the item dropped on the ground and destroyed it. I'm guessing that's what that's from. Or they are breaking cactus and it's falling and getting destroyed that way. I don't know. Some dialogues have been added to the contest affected by Flangen's goaded perk to make players aware the more laminate ratings. Yes, okay. Finishing a platinum bracket of the farming contest will now award 70 bits. Finishing a diamond bracket for farming contests will now award 80 bits. Separated the Skyblock menu with 3 distinct areas. I already showed that to you guys. The garden desk is now accessible through the Skyblock menu. I already showed that one to you guys. The player's strength is now again shown on the tab when the mushroom cow is equipped. So if we go back in here, I thought I was done with this. It doesn't take that long to log in though, so everybody. And we look at tab here, okay? And then if we come in to our pet, and I always right click by accident. There we go. And now if we look in here, this should show our strength. Right there. That info. And if we go ahead and switch back to, say, the elephant pet, this shows strength. So it doesn't have to be equipped. Talking about. Let's go out and then come back in just to be on the safe side for this test. No, it always shows it, so it's not just when it equips. It makes it sound like it's just when it equips, when you have it equipped, but it's all the time, so that's fine. I mean, you need it if you're going to be using the mushroom cow to calculate up how much extra fortune you're going to get from it. Pest changes now. These are golden, guys. Not pest changes. I'm sorry. Pet changes is what I want to get into, really, and we got to get past this first. Some of these are really, really good, so we understand that. Okay, some of them are not, but just bad stuff that I don't like. Pests will now spawn more frequently than they did before. The cooldown of 5 minutes before spawning another pest, 2.5 minutes with a spray active, has not been changed. The effect of this chance getting a pest on the aforementioned cooldown is over. Pests can no longer leave the plot they were spawned in. Good. I got tired of running after these guys and then just trying to jump over. Another thing they fixed also, which was annoying to me, which I'll go over in a second. Pests now always spawn on the highest Y level. That's good for some people. I haven't really had a problem with that. Pests will now spawn at an hourly rate while the player is not in the garden, a maximum of 8. Pests will no longer spawn on plots that have not been unlocked. That's good. Earthworms may no longer go down a y-axis when burrowing. I think that's a great fix. I wish they would fix where it resets, because sometimes when the earthworms burrow, they reset their health, and that's annoying when you get him to burrow like 5 or 6 times, and every time he burrows, he regenerates his health all the way back to 600. So please, God, fix that on the earthworms. Moths are now attracted to lamps. That'll be cool. You can put a lamp in the middle of your fields, and if a moth spawns, you can just have them just go to the light source, and they'll be there. That'll be pretty cool. Players now can vacuum pest through blocks. That's great. Oh my God. I even had to change my layout for the jungle default pasting so that I can actually get underneath the thing. So now you can actually vacuum them through blocks. I don't know why that was a thing where you couldn't do it anyway. It also solves the problem of them going down a layer. If you can vacuum up through 15 blocks, like it says right here, all the ranges for all the vacuums has been increased by 15 blocks. 15 blocks away, you should be able to just vacuum up to the ground anyway. So it's only like what, five blocks down, I believe. 6, maybe 6. Killing a pest now awards 5 bits if a player has a booster cookie active. So that's only if you have available bits to be given to you. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a good change or not. It's okay. It's okay. Drop chance has been increased right here. All the chances. I'm not going to read every single one of them. I will note one that's different from all the rest of them. So the might tier has a 2% increase from 1%, whereas also the sugarcane is also a 2% from 1%. The rest of them went up 3%, and melons went to 4% for earthworms. People hate earthworms anyway. And then the dung, tasty, cheese, plant matter, and compost went from 40% to 10%. Oh, and the honey jar went from 4% to 10%. There you go. Other pest-related changes. A message will now be sent to the player when the sprayinator effects where it runs out, which is good for people that use that. I don't. Added the ability to track pests in the Skyblock to the Skyblock Market vacuum. I believe that's the first level vacuum, so that's good. Added portable washer to the Skyblock menu. I'm sorry, Skymart. This item can be used to rid the garden of all active sprayinator effects. Added a toggle for the bonus pest chance stat to the Pest Hunter accessory line. This toggle is located on the accessory itself. Common crop drops from pests will now show up in chat, and the player may hover over them for a more detailed explanation on how pest drops work. Improved text coloring for the X bonus pest spawned cover text. Improved text coloring for the atmospheric filter accessory. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. I might have to take a look at that. Instead of dying when you fall off, when falling off into the void, the pest will now respawn into their spawn location. So wherever they spawned at, it'll teleport them back there instead of killing them. I don't usually have pests at the end, and if I do, it's usually like a flying pest, so they never just like fall into the void. Particles from the pest tracker are now appear faster. Thank God. It was always annoying just waiting for the particles to appear. Sometimes if they appear at all, so you get the noise and there's no particles. Pest Hunter Phillips empty vacuum bag prompt now shows the player how much farming fortune they receive upon emptying their vacuum. I think that's a great change. It was always annoying just having to just like empty it and not know. I got to the point where I just say about 40 and I just get whatever 40 gives me, you know. Pest Hunter Phillips menu now explains how farming fortune reductions work to the player and how many pests needed to be spawned for each reduction tier. Okay, that means when they change the way the pests spawn, so they spawn all the time, no matter if you're on there or not, and then you can look up if you have the maximum of 8 on your island, exactly what that's going to do for you in 1 through 8, that kind of thing. The Pest Hunter Handbook now shows the player all the possible drops of each pest, along with their drop chance. The Pest Hunter's Handbook now contains so much information. It has been moved to the Pest Hunter Pamela's menu. Sprayinator's Allure now shows which pests are selected. The selected tracks. So when you have a sprayinator active and you have a compost selected for the spraying, it says earthworms and mosquitoes, so you don't have to guess at it. You don't have to look it up on the wiki anymore. Reduces sprayinator's cooldown from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Don't use it, so it's not important to me, but what do you guys think about that one? So here's the one that I really wanted to get into with you guys. Lots of this stuff changed, so it's time for some changes to pets that have typically been underutilized. Not all the pets evolved in this update are underutilized, but all changes should make the pets better. Many of these changes were submitted and adapted based off of feedback from Skyblock nerds. Quick note that all damage buffs listed below are additive modifiers unless specifically to be multiplicative with the indicator of X. So, the Ghoul Pet. I love the Ghoul Pet, so getting a buff on this one is actually pretty good. The vitality from the amplified healing should become a pet stat instead. The Undead Slayer perk, see below, should replace amplified healing. Added mending to the pet's base stats equal to the amount of vitality it has. Undead Slayer, which replaced amplified healing, you gain increased combat XP against zombies. Pretty good, especially for our combat challenge tune. Reaper of Souls rework. Reaper of Souls reduces the summoning cost of mobs by 0.3 to 30 and increases the damage output from 0.2 to 20%. Now this is over leveling. So when you're leveling the ghoul pet, when it gets to like max level, it'll have the 20 and 100%. This is starting base and then the max total. When anytime it shows that on here, that's what it is. I don't want to have to keep going over that. So okay, what we have here is we reworded the part about healing health of summoned mobs to increase the health of all summoned mobs from 1 to 100%. Army of the Dead replacement for zombie arm increases the amount of souls you can store and summon by 2. Also increases the chance of getting a mob's soul by 0 to 20%. Griffin, this is one everybody's been talking about. I'm rubbing my hands together because I have some testing to do with this one. I need to get one if I don't have one. I don't remember if I do or not, but I do need to get one to max level and then do some testing with it. I have a thing that I want to try out on it. Anyway, so you get increased swing range with the base as the pet's base stat. That's whenever it's equipped. A good heart rework, gain X health regen. Commons get 0.015% to 1.5%. Uncommon and rare get 0.2% to 2%. And then epic and legendary goes from 2 to 200. Not a percent, it's just flat. Long neck rework increases the melee damage by 50% to 100% if you are more than 3 blocks away from a target. Higher ground rework increases critical damage and strength by this set amount here for every 0.1 swing range over the 3, capped at 6. Okay. There are many ways to gain swing range and figure out how the best to utilize the Griffin pet. You can easily reach 6 swing range cap while in dungeons as a berserker or cobble together an interesting combination of items in the overworld to reach 6 swing range cap. Hopefully this opens up more options for players and enjoy theory crafting what works best. So, anyway, the Golem pet also has a swing range increase, as you can see here. So you can get +1 swing range on the Golem pet. Last Stand rework. While at less than 20% health, reduces incoming damage by 20%. Additionally, gain a temporary shield equal to 40% of your max health and deal 40% more damage. Last 12 seconds, 60-second cooldown. Toss deals 5 times damage per hit. Cooldown reduced to 5 seconds. I've never used that, so I don't know if that's good or not. The Hound Pet. Now, I just did a video yesterday. Somebody didn't like it. I guess because it wasn't an OP build, like something you would use in dungeons. I don't know. Like regular people that don't run dungeons or that are early game and can't run dungeons, they need gear builds too, guys. You can't just post builds on Hypixel just for one specific content, because everybody does all the content in the game, not just one specific one. So like you gotta have builds out there that everybody can use, not just using dungeons. I could look up online and just post builds from online for dungeon. I don't run dungeons. It would be a little insincere. And also, if you post builds for dungeons, they need dungeon data levels in order to use those, which means it's not for everybody. It's only for people that run dungeons. So my builds are going to be for people in the entire game, not just dungeon running. And I'll leave the dungeon running builds for people that run dungeons. But like, you know, there's farming, there's foraging, there's all those skills out there. You can have gear setups for that'll boost or maximize your potential in those areas. That's what the builds are going to be used for. So just a little note on there for my future build videos. The Hound Pet changes the attack speed stat from 0 to plus 25 attack speed. Pack Slayer replaces Fury Claws. Gain up to 1.5 combat XP against wolves. I don't know what that actually was to begin with. So, Finder rework. This is pretty good. Changes the scaling of the perk to 0.3 to 30% chance to find armor. Now, I didn't go over this in the video yesterday. However, they do have a finder perk that lets you find armor. So to maximize your potentials in there, like that's why I said that the people would go to the end and use that. But I didn't really cover this aspect of the Hound Pet, so I should have. And I'm sorry about that. But what you can do is really grind out gold if you don't want the dragon essence. If you want the dragon essences, you can just use the Hound Pet with the Merc Armor, the Raider set that I had the build for yesterday. You can use that in the end to grind out dragon essence, and you'll get tons and tons of gold while you're doing it. Just make sure if you're going to do that to put the Ender Slayer 6 on the Raiders X to maximize your damage on Enderman. Yeah, according to this, it was done because the current 10% is overshadowed literally by anything that gives magic find. So they want the pet to actually, do something for you. I can't never say that name. I think it's the shark one. The base stats have been increased, so 5 to 10 for ferocity for the base stats, 0 to 40 now for fishing speed for the base stat, and 0 to 10 for sea creature chance for base stat. Blood Scent deals up to 50 to 150% damage based on the enemy's missing health. Enhanced Scales rework doubles the pet's stats during a fishing contest. That actually would be awesome, especially given the stats they have now. Feeding Frenzy. Increase your chance to catch sharks during the fishing contest. Also, another reason people will be using this for the fishing contest, hands down, over other pets. Just so they can get those accessories, fish fins. Pigma Pet, another one I haven't used that often. A Giant Slayer deals 50% extra damage to monsters with level 50 and up. Deals 75% extra damage to monsters level 100 and up. This used to be 25% additive modifier. That is very bad comparable to other pets that rarely proc due to there being very little 100 mobs in the game. Skeleton rework. Oh, I love the skeleton pet, and that combined with the armor set for arrows, which evades my brain right now. But this is going to be a good build coming up. Trust me, I'm gonna get my bow out for this one. But skeleton pet. Bone Arrows rework increases arrow damage from 0 to 75% at legendary. This effect will double while in dungeons. This effect is additive modifier. Skeleton defense, bug fix. The arrows your skeleton shoots will no longer bounce. Basically, what I was doing was shooting the mob, and the arrow would bounce out and hit you. Especially if you were too close. Snow Pet. Blizzard rework. Enemies within 8 to 16 blocks are slowed by 25% and deal 0.10% to 10% less damage. This effect does not stack with multiple snowmen pets, so they thought ahead for that one. Frostbite nerf. The damage reduction granted from this perk has been reduced from 15 to 10% from the buff to the Blizzard perk. Snow cannon rework. Shoot a snowball towards an enemy you are attacking. The snowman does not attack it by itself anymore. It now only triggers when you attack. I think they should add this to other pets also, because there's lots of other pets and armor that make it AFKable, and I think adding all those to only actually do that whenever you're attacking yourself, I think would be a good thing. So adding that to more of those types of armor and pets and stuff would be a good idea. Snowball damage is equal to 10 to 20% of your last melee damage that you dealt. Cool down 1 second. Spider pet. Change base stat, change the strength stat from 0 to 50. One with the spiders rework. Added X strength to a piece of acrylion. I can't never say that name. Armor, weapon, and equipment that you have equipped. Applies to base stat. So 1 to 3 strength to common. This is the increase per level. 2 to 6. 3 to 9 for rare. This was uncommon. 4 to 12 for epic. And then 5 to 15 for legendary. And that's the increase for it. Holding an acrylion weapon counts. I can never say that name. Counts as having it equipped. Spider-related items such as the tarantula armor, arcane equipment, etc. have been assigned the tag so to make it easier to reference which ones actually are covered with the buff. Oh, another one of my favorite pets, which I don't have, I think, on my main profile. I should get one. The turtle pet. The base stat changes are here. Change to health stat is from 50 to 75. Change in defensive stat is 100 to 150. Change to true defense is 0 to plus 15. Turtle tactics rework. Gain 3 to 30 defense. Standing still will add 10% defense. Genius, whatever that word is, grants 1% to 2.5% defense to up to 4 players within 50 blocks of you. This effect is not stacked for multiple turtle pets. Okay. Turtle shell rework. When under 40% health, take 0.25 to 25% less damage. Gain 10 to 20 vitality for 15 seconds after taking 10 hits. Hits are instant of damage. 10 instances of damage will grant you the turtle shell vitality bonus. If you already have the bonus, it will refresh the duration of the vitality buff. Wither skeleton, I don't know about this one. It's just a bonus damage. Wither blood rework, 125% damage to wither mobs. Contrary to what it may seem, the change from a 25% multiplicative to a 125% additive modifier is actually a lot stronger for players. For players a lot further into the progression where this change is a slight nerf, you have other pets at your disposal to deal more damage than wither skeleton in general anyway. So don't use it. If you're high level, don't use it. It's a rework, and it's actually a nerf for high-end players. So, okay, whatever. Zombie pet. Bite. A lot of these are really, really good. Bite shield rework from Chomp reduces damage taken from zombies from X to Y, and there's the percentages there. Rotten blade, 25% damage to zombies to 150 damage increase. That's pretty good. Living Dead rework. 0.25 to 25% stats to undead armor instead of 2 to 20. So they increased it by 5%. It's not, I mean, it's an increase, right? I was actually thinking about using the zombie pet first for my slayers on my main profile, but I think I'm just going to go with the ghoul pet actually for the higher defense. Just the ghoul pet right here. Combat XP. Yeah. Where we at? Spider pet. Strength bonus increase. Strength is also increased based on what rarity you have. Yeah, this is the that things. We already went over that one. This is the turtle pet. Changes to health stat is from 50 to 75. Change defense stat from 100 to 150. Added true defense plus 15%, not percent, plus 15 to the pet's base stat. Turtle tactics rework. 3.2% to 30% defense. Standing still will grant additional 10%. It doesn't say an additional, does it? Yeah, it says this is another. Okay. Genius on whatever. What? Grants 1% to 2.5% defense to all players within 50 blocks, not stackable with other turtle pets. When under the 40% maximum health, take 0.25 or 25 less damage. Gain 10 to 20% vitality. It's instances of damage. 10 instances of damage will grant you the turtle shell vitality bonus. If you already have the bonus, it will refresh the duration of the vitality buff. Wither skeleton pet. Rework for wither blood. We already went over this, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we did that one. The zombie rework. I guess I was further down than I thought. Sorry, guys. No. We haven't done this. We did the ghoul. This is the bite shield. Rework chomp. Reduces damage taken from the zombies from X to Y%. And there is the percents based on which rarity you have. You're getting the most bonuses for epic and legendary. I guess that means you can just get epic and not have to worry about it. Rotten Blade rework. 25% damage to zombies. 100 up to 150% more damage to zombies. Living Dead rework. 25% stat increase for undead armor. This is up by 5%. Unlock requirements. Now this is I think is a great change right here. I always thought this was too expensive and it was too far along in the collection anyway. Zombie pets craft now unlocked at level 6 instead of level 9, and they changed how many stacks you required to 2 stacks from 8. A lot better. Yes, because it was for low level people, and by the time they got 8 stacks of enchanted zombie flesh, there was no point in having the pet anymore. So I know you guys are going to say you could buy it off the bazaar, but you need the money. And low-level players, where this is intended for them, aren't going to have that money that early either to buy it off the bazaar. So, other changes: the quiver arrow system has now been reworked to improve visibility and fix some annoying issues. This is a great change. You guys will love this one. So, The quiver arrow item is now in your inventory. The quiver arrow item in your inventory is now in client side only, and therefore should no longer randomly wipe items that were in the slot. It gives an example of the ones. I don't know about that because I don't do those boss fights, but it's good. You guys let me know. The thorn quiver arrow item, the quiver arrow item is in your inventory. In your inventory has been updated to show which arrow is being used and how many are left in your quiver. The quiver now will prioritize the strongest arrow in your quiver instead of the first available in slot. If you haven't selected a specific arrow type, I think that's great because I always thought it was stupid that you had regular arrows in your thing and then you got like redstone arrows, and then like it would still use the regular arrows then unless you changed it, or you'd have to sell the regular arrows and then use the redstone arrows. So I think that's a great idea. Several situations in which the quiver arrow did not update or randomly disappeared after a short while have now been fixed. They added the fangs from the boss and the fragments from the boss to the bazaar. Adjusted the drawbacks from using regular ender pearls in the end. You now get a warning when you use your first one. Subsequent ender pearls thrown within 30 seconds will spawn one aggressive enderman and deal 10% true damage. Nearby endermen will no longer aggro when you're using ender pearls, so that's great. And silent pearls can now be crafted using after unlocking Ender Pearl 1 collection. So that's pretty good. You can craft your own, you don't have to buy them anymore. Added pets to the stranded beastery. Pest to the stranded beastery. Damage dealt from punching is now affected by your strength stat. Ooh, really? We'll have to try that one out. They got some bug fixes in here. So fix the fragmented bone necklace not being donatable at the museum. Fix the fragmented bone necklace not increasing radius properly after being upgraded. Fix not being able to add the enchanted shark fins into your personal compactors. Fixed raw rabbit not being cookable in furnaces. Fixed tasty cheese not going into the sack when spawned by a rat pet's cheese ability. Removed unneeded decimal from the Fivra armor description. Auto pet fixes. I don't use auto pet, but if you guys use it, this will probably be good for you guys. Fixed left click furniture triggering the auto pet enter combat rule. Fix some mob types options being blank in the kill a mob rule of auto pet. Farming fixes. Fixed an issue where garden paste menu would display incorrect number of mushrooms. I really didn't have that problem. I normally do my own garden because I don't like those little half slabs they put in there. So I usually do my own layout for mushrooms. Fixed an issue where garden paste not being able to pull some crops out of your inventory. I guess that's good. I didn't know that was a thing. Let's see right here. Miscellaneous fixes. Fix an issue where flower pots from the flowery message Enigma Soul would break. Fix an issue where personal bank upgrades would not be usable for bingo profiles. Thank you, Lord. Hopefully that fixed the issue where you could actually use it, because you're supposed to be able to use your little auto bank button to download funds. You've always been able to do that. I don't know why they changed it. I was assuming it was a bug. Fix an issue with the /show where messages from ignored players would still be visible. We're going to test this on the next bingo, guys. Should be the end of this month. So we're going to test that, see what that is. Fixed an issue with power orbs not despawning. Fix temporarily disabled NPCs being accessible through the Abby phone contacts. That's kind of messed up. I don't. They disable them for a reason, like there's something wrong with them, they're glitchy or something like that. People were all bypassing that using the Abby phone contact, which they shouldn't be able to do. Fix not being able to start a precursor ruins. Anything with the run back race in the dungeon hub. And removed an incorrect wooden hoe recipe being displayed in the mushroom minion recipe. So that's the update, guys. You guys can tell me what you think about it, what changes you like, what changes you don't like. Don't be afraid to comment in the description down below. I will post back to your comment if I feel like it needs a comment posted to it. I will like it if you post on there. I like the comment. So there we go. I like the turtle changes, and quite a few things I like in here. We are going to have to try us some skeleton bow stuff. Definitely. Yeah. There was one more thing that I liked in here. Megalodon. That's how you say that name. Oh, the giraffe pet. I do want that. There was another pet too that has increased range now. The golden pet. So let's take a look at those two. I think I might be using the zombie pet over or the ghoul pet or the zombie pet over the ghoul pet. Now on, I don't know. We'll see. Extra stuff from the past is pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the past, so whatever. But I liked some of the stuff up here too. Anyway, guys, that's gonna cover it. If you guys like this episode, make sure you smack that like button. It really helps out the channel with YouTube views, YouTube searches, YouTube algorithm movement for the channel. If you subscribe to my channel and you want to get notifications when I have new videos out, the notification settings are inside the subscribe button now. Just click on the subscribe button, set your settings, come check out the videos. If you do like this video, you want to share it with friends, help support the channel, there's a share tab down below. There's links there to social media sites. There's a link there for you to copy and post on your YouTube community page. Any tips, tricks, or comments, put it in the comments down below. Don't forget to let me know about this secret changes. If you guys like that, if you don't like that, I don't play dungeons, so I don't know if it's good or not. Anyway, guys, see you guys later.